Greetings children, welcome to the online classes. This is Aishwarya. Please like and subscribe the channel for the further updated videos. The following video is for class 4, subject General Science, chapter 10, Evaporation and Precipitation, part 3. In part 1 and part 2 of this lesson, we learned what is evaporation, right? When the water, due to heat, gets converted into water vapor, that is called evaporation. Then we learned about what are the factors affecting evaporation. To revise that, the wind, heat, exposed area of water and dry air are the factors which affect evaporation. So how does wind affect evaporation? Wind assists evaporation. Evaporation is faster on a windy day, right? Now, for example, in rainy season, clothes dry faster under a fan. As wind moves the air, it causes the air to expand. This expansion creates more room for additional water vapor. So more and more water from the clothes keep evaporating. Then it is the heat. Heat increases evaporation. Heat is the main factor for evaporation, right? So heat increases evaporation. The hotter it is, the more evaporation will happen. For example, in summer, clothes dry faster than in winter. Evaporation can take place at any temperature, but applying heat to water bodies makes the molecule of the water to expand. This makes it easier for the molecules to escape and become water vapor. Now the third factor, exposed area of water. Exposed area of water means if you take 1 tumbler of water, the exposed area of water is very less when compared to a big vessel of water. You're able to understand. Now if you take just 1 glass of water, there the evaporation is much lesser compared to any water bodies like ponds or lakes. That is what this is going to make you understand. The exposed area of water increases in surface area exposed, increasing evaporation. It in turn increases the evaporation. As the water is spread out, more water molecules have a chance to escape. For example, a wet cloth spread outside dries faster when dry faster than when it is folded. If you keep a folded cloth for drying, it takes a lot of time. But if you spread the clothes and keep it, it will take much lesser time when compared to the other type. Then next point is dry air. Dry air means when there is no water vapor content in the air, it is called dry air. Now dryness of air assists evaporation. Even this also increases the evaporation. The drier the air is, the more water vapor it can take in. For example, clothes dry faster in summer than in winter or in the monsoon season, isn't it? So dry air helps more in evaporation. So the factors that affect that increase the rate of evaporation are wind, heat, exposed area of water and dry air. That comes to another topic called saturated. Saturated means, now to understand it better, there is saturation point for water. If you take a small glass of water and keep adding spoons of salt in it, okay, first spoon of salt will dissolve in the water, second spoon of the salt will dissolve in the water, third spoon of salt will start leaving out, little salt will be left out in the water itself. That is called the saturated point of that water, where you cannot anymore further dissolve any salt or sugar in that water. That means that water has reached the saturated point. So same thing with the air also. Saturated means there is a limit to how much water vapor can enter the atmosphere. Now, when the maximum limit that the atmosphere can take in water vapor is reached, we say the atmosphere is saturated. Understood? The maximum amount, the limit that the atmosphere can take the water vapor is reached, we say the atmosphere is saturated. Next is humidity. This is very simple, very easy to understand. Humidity is nothing but the amount of water vapor in the air is referred to as humidity. That means the more water vapor it is in the air, the higher is the humidity. The amount of water vapor in the air is referred to as humidity. So what is humidity? The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Next, that comes to the next topic, that is precipitation. Now, all the water that has gone up as evaporation, in the process of evaporation, all the water that has converted to water vapor has to come down as water. So, that process is nothing but the process of precipitation. Okay, once the air has been saturated with water vapor, the air is cooler. Condensation takes place. Water vapor condenses to form the rain clouds. Water vapor condenses. Condenses means it cools down. It cools down to form the clouds. Okay, so as it cools down to form the clouds, it has to come down as rain. So precipitation happens when water vapor has condensed to the level that the water droplets formed are now ready to fall down to on earth as rain. Precipitation happens when water vapor has condensed to a level that the water droplets formed are now ready to fall down on earth as rain. Okay. Now, precipitation always comes from clouds. Not all clouds can cause precipitation. All clouds have raindrops in them, but they are not big or heavy enough to fall to the surface. You can easily spot a rain cloud. Most of the clouds are white and look like a fluffy balls of cotton, but rain clouds are gray in color. The darker is the color, the more it will rain. Okay, you must have observed that before it rains, the whole environment or your whole weather condition will change. It will become darker. Okay, around you it will become very dark, and then only it will start raining. So now there are certain types of precipitation that we will be learning in detail about. Now some of the types of precipitations are rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain, and hail. We will know what are the difference of these types of precipitation in the next class. So I hope you understood till now. So stay at home, stay safe, take care of yourself, and keep learning, children.